This is Neo with Go To Auto Repair. Today, we're working on this 99 Dodge Dakota. It's experiencing an intermittent starting problem. The starter sometimes clicks and it doesn't start the vehicle, and sometimes it does. Basically, what that means is that the solenoid, this part of the starter, has failed internally, and it's time to replace the whole thing. Now, before we start working on the starter, the first thing we want to do is disconnect the negative battery terminal. But we also noticed that the positive battery terminal is experiencing corrosion. That too needs to be corrected. We have to clean it and apply lubrication on it to minimize that kind of corrosion, because that also can manifest itself as a different type of starting problem down the road. So let's get under the vehicle. And now we have the vehicle raised and resting on the lock pins, and it's safe to work under. And now you're looking at the starter. This nut needs to come off. There's another one on top. Once these two are loose, we can actually push the starter a little bit back, bring it down. All right, now the two bolts are out. The starter is ready to come out. We have to make sure not to let the starter hang by its wires. So let's get it supported. Before we put the new starter in, we want to make sure they're a perfect match. Sometimes the part supplier sends you the wrong part. So you want to check at distances, you want to look at the terminals, orientation, thickness, all of it. And these are identical twins, but one is old and one is new. I take a wire brush and clean the surface on this terminal so we have good continuity. And we'll spray this terminal with some white lithium grease. Keep corrosion at bay. And the manufacturer wants this tightened to 50 foot-pounds. We're listening for a click. That's it. Now we're done mounting the starter. We'll come back to the battery terminal. However, we said we're going to clean this before we give it back to the customer. You see that corrosion, that white stuff, that residue? We want to get rid of that. If corrosion builds between the battery post and the terminal, it acts as resistance. And when that happens, your vehicle will have a hard time starting. So make sure your terminals are properly cleaned and lubricated to minimize this manifestation. The other thing that I see often on customer cars is a missing hold-down bracket. This is important. It keeps your battery secure to the vehicle as you're traveling down the road. You don't want your battery bouncing up and down. When that happens, it shortens your battery's life. So make sure you put that bracket back. We got the corrosion washed away. Now we start cleaning the terminals. Now that we cleaned the terminals and got rid of the corrosion, we're going to apply some white lithium grease to keep that type of corrosion at bay and from building up in the future, or at least minimize it.